Alright, hitting go live now.
Alrighty then.
Oh, forgot to turn on my on-air sign. Be all fancy schmancy. I'm on the air, I'm all fancy, and I'm high. Oh shit, we're live.
That was a thing that happened, Stuart.
Hey, it was.
Sometimes his vamps are high end, and sometimes they're that.
Insulting me.
Never.
You need to stop that.
Never, never, never. Hello, everyone. One and all.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Everybody.
That's fine. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
I'm excited for all people to jump in the chat, because this is going to be a lively old discussion debate. But we need people to be here to analyse, discuss, and think with us. Because I've gone through, and I've moved in, and I've found all the alternate reality of note pictures from all three teaser trailer elements. Some of which I kind of forgot about. That's why I did a Colonial Calls. I was watching Trailer 2 still. So just quickly remembering what happened. It was interesting how the vibe was so different between the two trailers. One was 4 months ago, one was this week. One was very much a... The first big trailer was all about the, oh my god, it's the future, and it's wibbly wobbly, it's confusing, the music is, And it was a bit discombobulating. This last one is all about this heroic music, and there's, we're moving forward, and we're going to save the future, and forward. The tonally very, very different. That was interesting. Very interesting.
Yes,
because when Picard says in one, dystopian future that we have to solve, the other one's like, move to the future. It's like, yeah. I don't know if that was a choice. Because the irony is, they could very easily do reshoots for season 2 still, because they're filming season 3. Not to say they are, but if as they're making season 3, they're like, that twist didn't quite work. Patrick, yes, we're gonna refilm season 2, episode 2. What? Relearn the lines. I put those in the bin. Well, yes. Which actually is an odd experience. You don't tend to have that. It's like, I'd love to know how many Lord of the Rings scenes were reshot from, when they were doing the films. Because they must have thought, we can just quickly redo that one. Sorry, tangents, but yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. I just had thoughts. Okay.
We're back to talk about Alternate Picard Future. Ooh, what's going on? We do have a few trailers that Samuel just went tangenty on. That we got to look at. Some of them you might forget about because they were quite a while ago. But never fear, Trekyards is here to look at the images and discuss and talk. And hopefully you guys will join in the discussion and help us out with speculation, because it's always fun to get more input and things like that. So, yeah.
I don't know if we can sort of solve the thing today, but we'll try. We'll try. Maybe. Who knows? And I'll start sharing, so I'll see you in a minute.
Let's try, yeah. Ooh, interesting. Missy. We'll read that in a second as soon as Sam gets back. But as you saw, Missy has got the first super chat strike and put in an interesting topic for discussion. You guys can do the same. We'd really appreciate it. Those super chats go a long way to helping out the channel and showing that you guys love us, because you do. And yeah, we look forward to hearing your thoughts. So if you can super chat, please do. Easy way to help us out is just hit that like button. Get those likes up. I want to get to at least 50. We're at 36 right now, so hit that like button. And you can also join the channel. There's a join button there. Check it out. You can also help us on a monthly basis another way by going over to Patreon/Trekyards and helping us there if you're able to. So yeah, lots of great ways. Plus all the links down below. There's affiliate links for Eagle Moss. There is TeePublic and Teespring store, and always lots of great stuff for you guys to check out, and discount codes for you to save money and stuff, and water flowing. So yeah, looking forward to hearing your input on this one, guys. Hopefully it'll be a good discussion. There are lots of images from all three of the trailers, which Samuel actually didn't include pictures from the teaser trailer. That's okay. I'll have to tell him about that. Slap him around a bit. But that's okay. We have the trailers, so we can check them out, because the one teaser trailer is definitely interesting with the Bajoran tablet and whatnot. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully we'll have a good discussion, and you guys will learn a few things, maybe contribute to a discussion here and there, and I'm missing a commander. Apparently, he's gone away to do things. So, yeah, hit that like button, guys. 49 people here, 37 likes. We can do better than that, and I know you guys can do better than that because you guys are awesome. So please go and hit that like button. It's a great way to help us out. Yeah. So anyway, here he comes. He's going to come back now so we can read the super chats. And yeah, there you go. All right.
I'm going to start a poll while I catch up.
All right. Well, I'm going to read some super chats while you're doing that. The first super chat strike is IMEC with $5. Says, I hope the time cops from Voyager and Enterprise are not in this. Wow, that's a bold statement. You know, one of the actors that was on the Relativity, he is actually in this. Now, if he's the same character, I think that'll be amazing. I don't have a lot of faith that he will be the same character, because you know Star Trek has a history of reusing its actors and stuff. But you know, I think it'd be neat to tie it in somehow and have them, because they haven't been present in a lot of what's been going on time travel wise. So considering that the, you know, La Serena essentially goes back in time in this one, it'd be interesting to see a tie-in for that. So I hope they are in it. Personally, IMEC.
All right, so read the poll when you see it, Strip.
Give your thoughts on what I just talked about there while I'm doing it.
I was paying attention to the poll, Strip.
There it is. Okay, never mind. How much of season 1 will be set in the dystopian 23.99 future? 1, 2 episodes, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. Most of the season, or 7 to 8. Wow, almost all of it.
Yeah, don't vote for that one. I just had to put it in there to see who would vote for that one. Oh no, it's not voting.
Probably Donnie. Now Donnie's going to come in and say, "Where's the entire season?"
Yeah, that's as close too. So I thought that one, yeah. And Dan does say yes. Today they announced that Kate Mulgrew will be joining Star Trek Online, playing both Prime Janeway, Admiral Janeway, the correct Admiral Janeway Bob, and evil Admiral Janeway from the Terran Empire. That's available now. God on. And Chase Marston, who I guess is still doing her Mirror Universe self, and Tilly Mary Wiseman also doing her Mirror Universe self. So lots of Mirror. I guess on a Mirror Universe kick right now. So go and play Janeway. Not that you can play her. So I guess if you want to be ordered around by Janeway,
now's your chance.
You'll never get a better one.
Yeah,
I guess.
So what are your thoughts on the time cops?
Oh god, yeah, thank you. I mean, you know me, I'm a huge fan of that stuff, and it seemed insane to bring that guy back and not use him. That said, the Borg Queen lady is actually an actress who's been in previous Star Trek.
Oh, really?
So, I mean, it's a small role, real small role, but that's not the point. And as such, you know, who knows. But no, it's he's not necessarily recognizable. I wouldn't say he's aged quite a bit. But to have such a time-based episode, it feels so meaningful that they would acknowledge that, especially as 7 of 9 is from that episode and she's in it. And if anything, she should know about it. Like, she should mention where's relativity, etc.
It would be great for him to remember her, too. Yeah.
Yeah, because we did see with Daniels in the 31st century, he, you know, the universe can be messed up and he can still sort of exist and not. So while weird and very, very powerful, if he was on a mission in 2024, whatever, or even maybe like 1997 or something, and then he gets stuck because tech goes down, and then he just lives a life, then he finds Picard, that'd be great. You know, very similar to Braxton in the last one, but that makes sense, and it'd be fun, because then he can then tell Picard what they detected right at the end, or some such. So basically, it'd be a shame if it was just a guy. It's too specific to not be him.
Yeah.
Even if they end up being like the evil version of the time cops, because the universe is so changed that then they became evil relativity. But it just depends if you know, if they care enough to kind of really look at that.
Might be interesting if they got corrupted somehow and they went back and caused this change, and they're actually trying to stop Picard and those guys from fixing it.
That's a bold move. Yeah.
And that's when Jerry Ryan's like, "Hey," I mean, 7 of 9's like, "Hey, I recognize you," and he's like, "What?" Yeah, because if there's some corruption going on, who knows? I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. And Darth Revan, or Revan asks, did the mission on Stowe a few hours ago? How was it? Is it just one mission? How long was it? Because I'd like expansions to be like at least a day's worth of time, obviously with food and drink and stuff, chilling out. Hope it's not like a 2-hour mission. Is Kate Mulgrew in it much? Please answer those questions. I'm interested because I haven't loaded up Stowe for a long time, except to get some free stuff occasionally, and so I'm well behind on everything. So I wouldn't even know how to start. I wouldn't even know how to start on a.
Yes,
what?
Sebastian. He did mean season 2 in the poll.
It's because I was thinking season 2 and 3 are back to back, so I was kind of like, it's like before I joked to you like Discovery season 3 is season 1 because it's such a reboot. That's why I was in my brain. I was like part 1 of the 2-part season. That's where my brain was at.
Yeah. Let's see. Kit 10K. Welcome back, sir. $10.
Making more waves. Goodness.
My dog had to have some teeth pulled today, and he's still groggy from the anesthesia. And as soon as you came on screen, his head perked up and his tail started wagging. Guess he's a Trekyards fan. Who's our good boy? Is you feeling better?
And your dog's great too.
Yes. Well,
yeah.
Kit there, he just finished the JJ verse Captain Foley ship today and sent me the STL files.
Ooh.
So, yeah, pretty impressive.
Exciting.
But not a banned account, $5. Is Picard Season 2 set in 2024 due to the U.S. elections? Without getting into politics, Sir Patrick Stewart did say it was his motivation for President Trump. I don't think they're going to go there too much, but possibly it could be mentioned. It's like a broad stroke, but I don't think they're going to get too far into the nitty-gritty politics of it.
Well, especially as it's not this reality, so I don't think Biden's the president candidate in a post-eugenics war. Like Trump was never president because everything was different. There were super soldiers with machine guns on their arms shooting people. It doesn't matter. Like maybe Democrats and Republicans exist, and they can say, "Oh, we like this candidate," but they can't possibly have anybody in real life reprise their existence. That's not how that works. I mean, everyone would be so different. You know, I mean, if all of our lives are different if we all had a third war in 1996, we wouldn't be doing a YouTube show in the Star Trek timeline. Like, that's not, and the French would own Canada. Oh wait, they own parts of it. But I don't know. I can imagine they might, maybe just the sense of. But I felt that'd be more of an allegory in the 24. Like, if you're creating an alternate timeline, you can do whatever the hell you want and know it's being thrown out. So they could have some annoying political satire in the new modern day stuff. But we saw how well that went in Discovery Season 1. I mean, bit sad, really, with the lack of subtlety, etc.
I am Misi says, I don't know, Apollo 13 happened. Yeah, but if you go to Tomorrow Was Yesterday, there was also missions to Saturn, which played out, they would have been done already in the Star Trek universe.
There's a
lot of similarities and a lot of differences.
Was Apollo 13 after 1996?
No.
Then that says not a point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Let's see. Anywho, let's see.
Revan, answer me. Oh, good. You play your evil version. Ooh, that's fancy. Play an evil version. That's cool.
Nice.
Does she have any of her feature armor technology or anything? Again, further questions. So, Stuart, how do you want to approach this then? Because it's a pretty broad topic.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't actually include some stuff from the teaser trailer with the Bajoran tablet and stuff. Because that might play a role in it as well.
It's not in the alternate timeline, so I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, I was pretty specific on what I included.
Yeah, I guess that is all prime because of the combat.
Yeah. Might be overall story things, but it's not.
Well, fine then.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think giving people a reminder of what happened in the other trailer. I mean, we saw a sign on a bus that was talking about intergalactic travel, and this is in 2024, which is the new interplanetary, and it's got a ring ship design.
So basically, I'll just scroll through the images. Might be a good solution.
Yeah, how close they are to that kind of thing, I don't know, but it's on a bus. Dave throws in £2.
Thank you.
Isn't 2024 the year of the Bell Cisco riots?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. And the sanctuary districts will be mentioned, I think. There is actually a shot of one of the sanctuary district signs in one of the early trailers.
Oh,
so.
I don't think just mentioned. I think that'll be a major plot point. Because you can
Yeah.
get you can get political while just fully being Star Trek canon. There's no leap there, which is great. So I'll just scroll through the pictures and you can see the order that they came in my timeline. So you can kind of, I mean, I just went for name orders. It should be the same order. It starts with the bus. Okay, so start with the bus. Actually, we can alternate if you want. So it starts with the bus, and then the thing you said about the Jupiter thing, and then this is the motley crew. You can see that Girardi's got low down curly hair. Eli, Ethan, Elnor has scraggly hair, and Seven looks like her Seven self. And you jump in with the next one.
Well, you said Girardi, but there's no Girardi in that picture.
I mean,
was
well,
confused.
no, I meant,
was
yeah, sorry, I meant,
Raffi.
there you go. Well, the Girardi is actually to the right, just out of frame from a different shot. We
Yeah.
know that. Okay, then the next shot, Stuart.
Yeah, this is. We analyzed this quite a bit. Some banners. We got the alternate Delta with the star in it, and then also the other faction, which looks like the United Federation of Planets. Olive branches with like a single star in there as well. So I think Earth-centric. Like Earth is the big star.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
And we see this location a little bit later as well, and this is I forgot about this actually. Yeah, the Picard does have the same android man, so they still, I guess, in this future, because we were guessing, because originally people say, oh, he's pretending to be a Romulan in this image, but this shows that they still have their androids and they're not as advanced technology has not changed that much. So Sung still existed, Data still existed, Data still died, I guess, maybe because this guy shouldn't really exist. I don't know how far they're going to go with that, but maybe that implies it wasn't changed as far back as we think. It's a little bit of red herring.
I think it's probably that Data wasn't created. That these are the most advanced androids that soon made, or something. Would be my guess.
Okay.
Just a thought. I mean, it doesn't. It's not necessarily going to make Data and lore in each universe.
No, sure. But these were based off Data, though. This advances how people could get. But I mean, we've had why do we have the same face? Well, because they want to bring the guy back. I mean, similar face could just be a happenstance.
And in season 1, he was F8. Fate.
And he was good. He did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he'll have the yellow eyes and all that such again. But I'd forgotten he was in that.
Next shot is the Novas and the Steam Runner heading after the La Serena as it heads towards the sun, which we've talked about quite a bit.
I wonder if it's still going to be called the La Serena. If that was his custom name for it, based on because I know Johnny's did a sketch of a seahorse, no mermaid. Yeah, so I wonder if it'll be called like Transport EF216, and he's like, no, it's La Serena. It's like,
I thought you called a mermaid a seahorse. That's hilarious.
I was trying to.
A sea pig. Oh, wait a minute. Moving on.
Then you get Jerry in her alternate universe self when they're trying to zoom forward. And I guess it's a good conceit because you're going to have her not to do makeup almost the entire season because she's now her non-Borg self has gone back rather than her Borg self. It's a clever way of having to do no makeup.
Yeah. Next shot is a nice shot again of the La Serena being fired upon with the phasers that people don't like.
Although that doesn't look like Earth. We assumed that was Earth, but that doesn't look like Earth or the shield grid. We know they have a battle.
Well, you can see the shield grid. You can see the shield grid in between the fins there. I think a line or two.
But does it look like Earth though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Earth looks all polluted, and the skies are gross, even from the planet. So.
Maybe. Then we go to Picard's house's greenhouse, or family home's greenhouse, with the planetary shield, and we know it wakes up here, at least in some version of the timeline. What a striking visual, though, just having this big glowing thing in the sky.
Yeah. Looks like a very hazy sky all the time. And
yeah, it must be a thing. Cause,
also glows a little bit orange because of the grid. So.
Yeah, actually, like light pollution. If you've got an unlimited energy beam in the sky, it would sort of stain the air, wouldn't it? Huh. Yeah, there you go, sold.
Before we move to the next one, Kit 10K throws in $10 again, so thank you.
Boom.
I'd be cool if Picard is in 2024, saw Cisco and Bashir and ducked out of their view so they would see him so they could proceed as they did in DS9, even if it's only stock footage. Hell yes. I would love that. An alternate take or an alternate angle. Yeah, that'd be great. They're not going to do that. But
I made that joke yesterday. But way less eloquently. I couldn't even say eloquently is how eloquent I am.
Next up, picture-wise, we've got the alternate Galaxy class, or the alternate Enterprise, if you want to call it that. Firing phasers. It's an epic battle fighting Borg, and could be the alternate version of both 359 or the first encounter with the Borg. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, to have a triumphant picture against Borg is quite an interesting statement. You associate obviously them dying most of the time, so to actually have my gut still says somewhere along down this line that yes, we're going to go attack the Borg or have some sort of anti-Borg thing first. If you take the Borg out as a threat and have tech that can defeat the Borg inbuilt that early, then maybe that changes the whole thing.
Maybe Q's... I just want to mention this real quick while I'm thinking of it. Maybe the Q's, the road launch taken was... He never introduced the Enterprise to the Borg, so when they finally got to Federation space, they were just there in force, just randomly, and yeah, but this doesn't make sense then. Never mind. They would have way good knowledge of the Borg if they had ships built like that. I'll shut up now.
And we still, well, we don't know when or where or how or who. That's very limited knowledge then. We do see, and we'll get to that in a minute, we do see them with an alternate universe uniform in the Wrath of Khan era, which implies all the way back to early Picard, like Academy level Picard. I mean, yes, that uniform might have continued longer, but that does link to the idea that we've said previously that it's all about Picard, because it's about, it's called Star Trek Picard. It makes sense he's a main element of the show beyond just being there, etc. So it'd be kind of fun if, he does get affected, and then through his life changes everything else a bit. And then,
John Doe says, I bet it was Wolf 359. Dropping hints.
Yeah, it'd be, although Wolf 359, again, you then have to still assume the Q got involved and gave... Well, I guess 359 could just be because on the way to Earth. But maybe the Q from that timeline did say, haha, Mon, Butcher, Itan. Here's the Borg, and then they come and they go pew pew.
And Dan says that the ship is the painting of a forward shuttle bay, and it really doesn't look like it has a deflector. We have a video coming out about that. If you look closely in the front of the saucer, right above the two firing phasers, there's a deflector there. And shuttle bay, I don't know. We'll have a video coming out about it, so you guys can...
Will we? When will we film that, Stuart?
We filmed that this morning,
Oh my god! Is it edited?
Probably not.
Yes, it is!
Oh, it is!
Well, mostly.
Hell yeah. Oh, it's not?
Well, I didn't press render, but it's... I still have to frame up the pictures, but apart from that, it's edited.
Nice.
Yes.
Good job.
That was good. We have a fun picture that you probably have all seen at this point. But no, and we've both said, and this is one of the things we talk about in the episode as well, but this is a moment that it feels so meaningful that I really hope we're going to see some level of flashback. I don't think you could see this entire season without doing a de-aged Picard in that uniform practically, or a dark TNG on the bridge of a galaxy. You've got an LED wall now, I guess it's in LA, but they could probably build a small one, etc. Or build a partial set, whatever, and boom, giving an evil version. It was so satisfying to see in Mirror Mirror the evil Kirk just for a scene, for a brief moment. And so seeing evil Picard actually being evil, just like with Tilly, seeing Captain Killy, seeing our Tilly pretend to be evil is fine. And then the real her was far more engaging in terms of like that. Why you wanted to see that. So they need to have this ship, and if they actually see it, they can sell it on Eagle Moss and they can make money. And then you got the Galaxy Death Dreadnought XL, great name for a ship, etc. Yeah.
And John Doe says it may not be called Wolf 359, but it's likely the battle with the Borg against the
Well,
Federation.
Yeah, that's true. Because like I said, it's a very specific location.
Yeah.
Because it'd be fun
But
if
this universe is, equivalent, where the Federation probably won by the looks of it. So.
But if this ship is coming in and it's a boldly saying what it is, that we won, if the Borg were met. Although it would be kind of funny if in this universe they did attack the colonies on the Outer Rim like they did in TNG Season 1, and we come back to TNG Season 1 and instead they actually find them because they changed the timeline so much earlier, so then the Borg get destroyed before they even could attack.
Well, John Doe says Earth used this tech from the first contact. They would have been way more advanced than they were in the 21st century. I think after 400 years of Borg tech usage, they would be more advanced. Kit 10K puts in $20. Thank you so much.
Boom.
What if the Enterprise D saucer still crashed in generations, survived the crash, and the Enterprise was rebuilt as a Borg killed in that painting in the Battle of Sector 001, first contact?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. Sources survived, rebuild it, yeah? That's kind of cool. But it'd be, that's the thing, isn't it? Yes, all the change they need is just giving them older tech. The fact they've still got Novas and Steam Runners does not imply they gave the Federation advanced tech, because why would you build those ships with advanced tech? That's not implied at all. More just a militaristic environment, making a Galaxy Death version, or the very simplicity that Picard is a real shit in this timeline, so when he takes command, he orders a war refit. I could see a captain being that powerful. He's the great conqueror of X, Y, and Z. Potentially. Captains get their way. Yeah, that's what I've been told.
Not the case, but yeah.
But it can't just be a mirror universe, though. It can't just be militaristic for the sake of it. There has to be some logic behind why and who. And like in the mirror universe, they've explicitly said people are actually born evil. From our context. Yeah. Well, just changing one event in the past won't make everybody evil. So 7 of 9 Anna Hansen isn't going to be innately just evil because she's born in this reality. That would be a real shame to say, it's fully nurture, and because she was brought up in this way, she's evil all of a sudden. So there has to be some logic to it, I would assume. Kind of like the peacekeepers in Farscape, where control does equal peace, because if you can keep the baddies away, that's good for everybody. It's just you kind of bit of boot on neck, and the Empire. If you're a law-abiding citizen in Star Wars, the Empire does keep the peace. It does some bad things with that peace, but a lot of people live in peace, and then take that away, and boom, goes to shit. So hopefully there's some context and some rationale, and some isn't just bad for sake, because be more advanced than that, Star Trek.
116 people here, 66 likes, guys. Disappointed. Hashtag disappointed. Should have 80 likes. I'm going to call for 100 though right now. So hit that like button. Do it.
That said, yesterday's Enterprise, they all were far more vicious. Not far more, but somewhat vicious. Picard was a different man. He really was.
They were more military because of the war that they've been raised in. So.
And all the difference there was just there. They lived through a war. And a constant war with the Klingons. And that was all it took. Same people, same whatever.
Yeah. Dave puts in 2 pounds and says, didn't we see the road not traveled in Tapestry? No, we saw a road not traveled. But yes.
It's always a road.
Same.
Yeah.
Let's see. George Mangrum throws in $5. Thank you so much. 7 isn't a Borg in this reality, so maybe her parents made it back to the Alt Federation with info on how to crush the Borg. Dad, I like that.
That's good.
That's very good.
The dad just said, not this Borg cube, honey. We'll leave now. Okay, good. There's always that stuff. One more Borg cube.
Well, moving on to the next picture. That's yours, I think. Yeah.
Yes. So planetary defense grid, good visual, very reminiscent of the defense grid from the Romulan planet from last season, but bright orange. And I do like your vibe about how it's staining the air with the color. Having an unlimited defense platform system is quite an interesting thing. If you it's that reliable, it's that protected, how is that going to change the society when okay, let's not pretend anyone in the Star Trek universe thinks this Earth's going to get attacked. Like, they even said Klingons never attacked Earth except the one time they did in Discovery, but Discovery doesn't count. And then the Breen, that was a whole big deal. So maybe having a physical shield? Or is it the opposite? Is it actually a protection racket of we keep our people in? Maybe Earth's actually under martial law, and this is the opposite. They keep peace by making sure that only people approved can leave and enter. And that's just things happen for 80 years. It's just normal. I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean in your world you can move free through the galaxy? No, in our world you gotta get permission from the Grand High Chancellor of, stylistic things that don't affect the narrative, but give you texture in the world.
I gotta say, this Earth looks like a planet full of smokers. There's clouds everywhere, weird weather patterns, and very nicotine-y color. So,
yeah.
All right, next picture is just 7 of 9 with some gear behind her. That's probably on La Serena.
No, this is when she looks at her eyes like, oh my god.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. Which might have been La Serena in fairness, but I thought her gear looked more militaristic than her. She's wearing a different uniform. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, actually. I don't know. I included this one because I was more intrigued by the Elgars, which we kind of looked at yesterday. But this, okay, it looks as if at the front there's a Borg. They're one of those connecting things to her. And there's sort of green Elcars, her part of the La Serena, her monitoring. Because if she's the Doctor, she'd be the one keeping track of the Borg Queen's life signs. And it would make sense that if you've got to keep the Borg Queen stable, you would probably have custom tech. And if you're, I would assume that Picard being such a high influencer in this alternate reality, if he ordered the Borg Queen put on the La Serena, they'd do it, and then it goes wrong and they have to run. Like, he's using his power to try and get it, and then, he's a French Picard. He says, put the Borg Queen on the La Serena. Yeah, we'll probably get some more French Picard.
Well, I mean, the trailer we saw the Borg Queen kind of hiding behind some crates, and Jurati looks like she just found her. So maybe she gets beamed on clandestinely by Picard. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, but then beamed through the shield, Now we've got a shield to contend with. And yes, Steve, Earth in the future did have a defense grid, which was more Thurnian and Webby. This is more Hexa Webby. Similar enough.
This is more Starfleet battles. They play Starfleet battles on the big hex grid on the planet. Next scene is 2 other La Serena class ships, and unfortunately, a Discovery Vulcan cruiser.
Mm-hmm. But from watching a previous trailer, the way his body language is, I think this is the moment he appears in the reality, and he's calling this battle straight away. And he's like,
"Yep, it's like,
what's happening?" What? Yeah,
exactly.
Because he's a smuggler. He's not in Starfleet. He's not in the evil fleet. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, who knows? But it'd be kind of fun if they're like the rebels or something, or maybe wouldn't it be great if he pops in and there's like Geordie LaForge on the ships and then it kills him. And it's like, wait, what? We start with an insane cameo, or then kill Icheb again, bring Icheb back, shoot him. It's like, God damn, we killed him twice. Why did we kill Icheb? My God. Yes.
All right. There's a steam runner MSD behind Jurati in that scene. I don't think that's a steam runner.
I don't see any steam runner in that, I'll be honest.
Nope.
Then we have the other part of the fights. I just put it for reference sake. Pew pew.
Mm-hmm. Different ship. Looks like it's painted differently.
Well, that's the Serena. It's silver now.
Yeah.
Then we got the original he beams in moment, which is why I'm referencing it. Because it kind of has the same vibe, same costume, same look. So our original element looks.
Yeah, that's a Delta. And then the Delta close up with it looks like a sword handle, even though it's not. It's a cutout and then different ranks.
Yeah. Which is great.
With a captain. So.
Which is a great idea. I'm gonna finish the poll as well. I think we got a good enough vote. So I asked, how much of season 2 will be set in the dystopian future? 35% people say 1 to 2. Yes. 26% 3 to 4. 27% 5 to 6. 12% 7 to 8. So that's actually a pretty even split of lots, little, and most.
it's going to be most.
But that's before the time travel, though. Okay. I mean, that's the thing, though. You can't really do 6 episodes of living in 2024. I mean, how long can you play that gimmick? Although it would be incredible if they actually do make it back to the present and it's changed again. Like, they don't actually change enough. They have to go back again. That'd be kind of funny. Like, it's a... Because that would be... Well, it's like... Is that about... Yeah, Back to the Future. They kind of got unredo their own events. And talk about COVID filming. If they could then film the, you know, season 2 scenes and season 3 scenes of the same location. It'd be kind of interesting. They got to then look at themselves and talk to themselves, and then it gets kind of time convoluted because they got to, you know, they changed the wrong thing. Yeah, it would be interesting if they come back and the Federation's destroyed because the Borg killed everybody. And it's like, well, in the alternate future, they killed the Borg, and in this future, the Borg killed them. And it's like, well, God, what do we change now then? Oh, my God.
All right. What is next? Oh, yes, the other symbol. This one looks like it belongs to 7 of 9 in the trailer. And again, that's just the new UFP symbol. You see the other stars there, the other planets, but the big one would be Earth, I assume. This doesn't have the leaves underneath it, but it's the same symbol, essentially. Just a pin or a comm badge, perhaps. Then more 7 of 9. Let's see. So to bring back each up.
Oh, this is Jericho. Eachup's great. Great character. So I asked a new poll, though, just for, again, interest's sake. Who you most excited to see come back in Season 2? Admiral Picard, 7 of 9, Q, and the Sun character.
Insert name here.
Yes. Yeah. I'll come back and I'll retcon our poll when we know who the hell he is. But yes, there's a symbol. 7's realization, of course. Then this I wanted to...
Now, Dan just made a good point.
Ooh.
Symbol part of Vulcan. I mean, it does... The main shape of the red behind is very similar to the Idic. We know the Vulcans play a big part in this. At least we've seen from the new trailer. There's a business card that might have an Idic on it, and there's also the guy giving the mind meld to the kid.
Well, in fact, okay, let me go back and find that business card then and compare the shapes, because maybe that's hidden in that.
Could be.
Because if you were from this future and you were making a name, maybe you would use the same symbol as a reference point.
Guys, 135 of you here, 88 likes. Hit that like button. Let's get up to 100 likes. We should be able to do that easily. And
are we not yet? What?
Oh, Kit 10K throws in $10.
Oh my god, crazy!
Yesterday, when I suggested that the Continuum could have been killed off in this alternate reality, we probably would have really motivated if his son was one of the Qs who were killed. Oh yeah.
I don't know if tonally that clicks with how Delancey was playing the role. You feel it feels a bit more dire if literally the Qs were dying around him. I know he's quite a chill guy, but that sounds like pretty, you know, my immortal son got killed.
You're not going to see him panic. I think the tone that he displays in the trailers would definitely fall in line with something like that. Absolutely.
Well, even off his kid being killed?
Yeah. I'm not going to, John Luke, oh my god. He'd be like, how's it going? We got a problem.
Yeah. Okay, so
that's how long ago it happened, too.
So here's the 2 symbols. Bobson. Yeah. So that's, I mean, there's a... I'll just take out the star, because the star is the Starfleet element.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the other ringness in it? I mean, I vaguely do in a very, very vague sense. But if you're looking
it was just a good call out. I'm glad Dan said it, because it could be a big part. Now we know we see a Vulcan ship, we have the Vulcan mind melds, we have the card, which is the Idic, essentially. It's even got the little dot, the little circle, the little jewel thing in the middle there. Just a nice touchstone, maybe, to talk about. So thank you, Dan, for mentioning that. Yeah, looks like a tiny Stargate with one chevron. Okay, so then the next image is just 709. Talking to somebody, looks like it might be Rafi.
No, it's her mirror. That's when she sees herself.
Oh, is it?
That's the reveal moment from the trailer. I just include it because it's just good to see. But then we have an interesting one, and this is his greenhouse thing, where we see flashbacks and elements. This is before a time maneuver because he's wearing the wrong costume, and there's nothing in the sky.
And you can see stars, yeah.
But it makes sense. You show it again. I always talk about contrast. You set up the, if he's gone home and he's like, oh, I need to find my X, Y, and Z. I buried it in my greenhouse that we've never talked about or seen. It's like, well, okay.
The next shot shows what he's looking at, and it's a broken shard of glass with a rose on it. Yeah, I can't even begin to speculate.
Yeah, I feel like you had a point there and just kind of dropped off.
No, it was just, it looks like it might have blood on it too, on the one edge.
I'm assuming this is an element from something that maybe he played with his brother back in the past, broke it, and he's only just now found it, and it's like, oh, I remember this. Or maybe
there was a scene. There was a scene with like his mother in this as well. So maybe he broke it and hurt himself. Got cut. Don't know why it would still be there after all these years.
Well, we can say the greenhouse is in ill repair, and if where his brother's name was hated the area, he might not have cleaned it. Robert, and then the fire obviously didn't destroy it. So, but I'm wondering maybe this is actually a hint. Because what if time doesn't just change? What if there's a slight lead-in? And I'll get to why I think that in a second, maybe. What if he's come back to the house, talked to Laris, and he's saying, I'm going to go do something else in my life, X, Y, and Z. And he's drawn to this area, and he's like, oh, this thing was destroyed years ago or something. Walks in, finds it, picks it up, and then, because a second later, you see this flashbacky stuff, which is directly after. And it's like he falls down his phasing. And it looks as if, he's... The phasing is in his evil uniform, but I'm guessing that maybe that when he touches it, he, like you said before, senses the changes in reality, and then wakes up in the same location on the same day in the alternate universe uniform. Gets up, is like, "What am I wearing?" and just goes into the house as he does. Meets Q, and so you get a sense, oh, this is linking to this part of my past because I saw it because time was changing around me. I just wasn't quite keeping up with it, but touching it lets him kind of feel that part of the timeline, and then it all kind of goes haywire, would be my guess.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a dream kind of flashback sequence. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. Okay, so IMEC throws in $5. You think that is just Annika Hansen, never assimilated in that timeline? Yeah, because she doesn't have her Borg implants and she needs them to survive. So, yes, absolutely. Olivia Julius, $5.
Hey.
El Capitan, I'm back. Cue the festive music.
Yeah.
And Kit 10K throws in $10. Thanks so much, Sean. If the greenhouse Picard is in... And the picture from yesterday with the dusty barrels makes me wonder, has the Picard winery or house been abandoned in its alternate reality?
Makes sense.
Well, this isn't the alternate reality because, like we said, you couldn't see the defense grid in the sky. So it could be that this is just a part of the estate that was damaged in the fire and never repaired, that he doesn't go into often. Because we know that the Chateau did burn down, and Robert and Renee died. So,
gosh, wouldn't that be a kick to the gut if the nephew's in this?
Renee, yeah.
Not the same actor, presumably, but someone, and he, maybe when Picard's in his office in alternate universe, and then Renee comes in and is like, "Oh my god, this is a gut punch." It's like this universe is terrible. But my family's still alive, and he starts crying over his guest book again thing from Generations, and it just hard cuts like the terrible lighting, which is also very dynamic. He is.
Then we get Elnor making a run for it. Again, we assume he's probably in some kind of prison facility, because on the other trailer we saw like guards wearing helmets like shooting down. And because he's a Romulan, who knows what the situation is. But
originally I thought he was with one of the other cast members, but no, he's just
unless that's a stunt double.
Wow. No, I actually agree. I think he's, I mean, even if he's just in one of the Bell Riot like zones, I mean, he could just literally be just that.
Maybe he's during the riot,
or literally in the riot. But yeah, he could just be, he's a Romulan who was on Earth, tried to get a job, couldn't. Well, no, this is the future, isn't it? This is that was the wrong way around. Well, it could be either. It felt like the future because they were shooting things. But yeah, Romans are evil. I guess they hate Romans. Unless that would be
damn green bloods.
Unless that would be part of the symbology of then we're back to camps from the Bell Riots. Not exactly camps, but
districts.
Yeah.
Zones.
Yeah.
SWTX Chaser $5. What if Q makes Picard a Q?
Oh wow.
And Picard messes things up trying to improve his past, and the whole no, that's not going to happen. Interesting idea, but no.
It is an interesting idea, but that would not fit with the vibe of the rest of the trailers, especially as Picard's like, I'm doing what I have to do to solve the future. Speaking of, one of my most favourite shots, which I assume is in the big opera house thing we saw, because it looks like a big opera house, is the big stage with the big evil. Lots of, always have red, and you can see Picard and Seven or Annika in the middle. Although, they might have digitally removed whatever's there, but what are they doing? Are they the ones giving the speech? There's no one else on stage at all in this.
Oh yeah, like you said, they're digitally removed. The next shot has them standing in the same positions though, and then we see Picard. We see Picard front and center. Unless that's just a weird. It does look front and center because of everything being symmetrical behind him.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Although if you go back to the overall one, it looks like to me that there's a central bluey thing. Maybe it's like a pond, not pond, but maybe an entity comes out of that. Maybe some higher being that's kind of
a back to tank.
But I am Boba Fett. He's between the universes. But you know what I mean? The way it's functioned there at the front, it almost is as if someone can climb out of it and go up.
Or be raised up on a platform.
Or raised up, yeah.
Because you can't walk to it because it is...
Oh, you know what it might be?
Railed off.
Because everyone's clapping and jeering. What if this is the anniversary of the Not Wolf 359? And as part of that, a Borg Queen comes out of it.
Display.
And
look what we got.
And because they've captured Borg cubes, they have many clones of Borg Queens. It's a symbolic thing. And then...
I need to go check something.
Okay. And from
yesterday's live, there was a shot of the Borg Queen with red behind her. Wonder if it's the same.
You look, I'll keep talking. That's interesting. And then as symbolically, they kill her via like red lightning in the thing, and Picard has to click it, or Seven has to click it, and it's quite traumatic. But it's testimony of what they have to do, and it shows the barbarity of where they are. That capital punishment of a, if it's not an activated Borg Queen, it's just an entity without all the collectiveness. It's relatively innocent. And then it would make sense the kind of the circle thing.
And Misi said it might be an execution.
There you go. Yeah, it kind of gives that, because everyone feels like they're jeering. Everyone's standing and
Okay, there's a shot of the Borg Queen, like I said, with like brackets around her, and behind her is all red. So it might be the same thing. They might have bring her up to like
from the current trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's from the folder from yesterday.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, that's closer than I thought you were implying. Let's open that. Interesting. Boy, anyone that watches the show, anyone that makes the show and watching that, they are just saying shit, aren't they? It's like, no, we're not. We're thinking. We're using our noggin. We're making sense. Just doing all the sense you've made.
126 people watching with 104 likes. Guys, let's get to 120 now. 16 more likes. For one of the 16 people that hasn't hit like, shame on you. Really.
I mean, that would visually link directly color-wise to the pool.
Mm-hmm.
The red, not so much, because it's very, very out of focus, it's not as bright. But maybe, like, the lights dim, because it feels very spotlighty, goes up. And then maybe maybe because, like, speak, queen! I am the queen of the Borg. Everyone's like, "Argh! Kill her, kill her. And then they electrocute her and she dies, and it's just like, God damn. I mean, talk about a powerful moment of symbology. I mean, I would never think to do this, but it's a pretty... What do you guys think?
I mean, it might be a stretch, but just that image from yesterday with the red background just popped in my head.
Well, and the blue-green. I mean, it's and because it feels so different to other images, like this is a fully formed Borg Queen without any of the damage. And they have living Borg Queens that are like part of the collective still, but it's just a vessel queen. In fact, I think that's such a good theory. I'm going to end the poll at 78 votes and swap to this. But I asked, who are you most excited to see come back in season 2? The winner is Q with a massive 67%, 79, 15%, 12% Picard, which is sad for Sergeant Picard, and 6% for Bob Sung, as we said earlier.
Question mark soon.
Question marks. Okay.
Yeah, not a bad account throws in $2, so thank you so much. If Picard season 2 is in 2024, where are the face masks?
In the human timeline, not the prime timeline.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Alright, so I gotta get back to where we were here. So guys, hit that like button. I want another 10 likes to get to 120. We have 123 people here and 110 likes. So something's not right there, guys. Hit that like button. Keep the super chats coming. We'd love to read them and get some really good ideas from them. So if you guys want to have your comment read, by all means, send a super chat. Don't forget there's a join button too. If you want to join the channel, we always welcome new members. Love having it during lives. So if you want to get a rank right now, I can dub the captain or commander. Sure.
You can be higher in rank than me in seconds.
Anyway,
but Stuart, read the poll, because I had a little bit of fun writing that.
Ooh, do you think this is the Borg Queen? This is a Borg Queen. Oh, Jesus Christ, everyone does it. Is being executed in this scene, or executed to represent power? Yeah, 50-50 right now. Go vote in the poll, guys.
You didn't read my options, I said. Yes, actually fits or nah, literally anything else.
I did read them. I read both of them.
Oh, didn't hear you. That's weird. So yeah, great idea. Cool. Yeah, we get the close-ups. And Picard is armed in this. Seven is not armed in this. Just to note, to me he does pull out a gun and just shoot her. But it shows he's going to play along for a little bit, which I'm excited to see. Then we have those Death Troopers again. And this does feel a lot like what the Bell Riot area would look like, that kind of run-down zone. The amount of neon makes it look more like the future, but there is neon in Japan right now. So you're allowed to be 2024.
It could be both for sure.
Because that doesn't look like Federation armor. That looks like 2000
like advanced SWAT armor or military armor.
Yeah, 2024 or Romulan armor, because they look like that. I mean, the guns. I mean, yes, there's a sort of Federation rifle vibe, but I mean, it's so un-Starfleet or even Federation or even like. I mean, that really needs to be 2024. Because I'd buy that fine, you know.
Yeah. Kit 10K puts in $10, so thank you.
Again, crazy.
Here's a thought. What if the post-atomic horror shown if in Encounter Farpoint, where the military is controlled with drugs, is still happening in this alternate reality?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
I'd be down for
Here
that.
they come, the drug soldiers.
Yeah. I mean, that was a dramatic thing in season 1. It was quite a moment.
Yeah.
Well, again, depends when the diversion was, because that's way further back than Picard's life, which would imply way more changed. God, it's like as soon as we know when the mystery of when things change, it's going to change all of our theories. Oh, goodness. Yes.
All right. Then we get Seven talking to Picard, and she's got that pin on. that we saw in the little case. So yeah, she looks more like a politician.
Yes.
Than an actual like. It gives Expanse vibes from the clothing actually. Yeah, she seems like more of a politician or a diplomat or something.
Yeah, and doesn't vibe scientist either.
Not really.
Like maybe the head of a. She's now past the science part of a scientist and now in the head of a science branch.
Yeah, lead scientist. Maybe she's the one responsible for taking care of the Borg Queen, or something. That'd be a great tie-in with her parents, actually. Maybe they did that and she's taken over for them or something.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a scene in the other one where she sees a Borg Queen. It is implied, and she's like, as if that's the first time. But I now having seen the time travel thing, I'm more inclined, because these trailers are obviously made up of, they don't record trailer lines specifically for this sort of thing. So they've cut and pasted lines from all around the show to make one sentence, and you can hear the differences. So when they talk about, there are more than one ways to go through time, it's played over a Borg Queen scene, but that could be just different things,
Yeah, you got to keep in mind too that yes, her reaction to seeing the Borg Queen is shocking. Her character body she's gone into essentially could be familiar with it, but her seeing a Borg Queen and going, "You kidnapped a Borg Queen," that's the look of shock on her face as well, right?
No,
something that wouldn't be anticipated. Yeah,
but I mean that would take away from she's a scientist of a Borg Queen, and then the assassination murder thing like that. If that's the first moment, it would take away that theory as all. Although that's why I said maybe that's a clone body that's in fresh, being killed for the purpose, and that's an original Borg Queen, or some such. Although it wouldn't be great if they got Alice Krieg as well. Wouldn't it be kind of amazing if they have this Queen in the alternate universe, and then you see a Borg Queen in the Prime timeline as well, and it's like, oh wow, Alice, you're back. That'd be great.
Yeah. Next picture is less exciting. Just Elnor. Nobody cares.
Doesn't look great, does he?
No.
Moving on.
And then we got the three of them.
And this is when he does say, "I'll do what I need to do to help save everything," which is a great bit of dialogue. But this is clearly outside the big building.
Yeah, big auditorium.
But he had to escape from a thing, and clearly not in this evil Starfleet. Raph isn't like in it either. So they all had to come back together. Or is this they've already done some stuff, and then he had to then do a mission as evil him, and she's like picking him up sort of vibe. That depends on what they're going to play along for versus suddenly go off the reservation. It'd be fun to see him be this for a bit and have Picard really act his strength.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think the time travel aspect might start 4 episodes in.
I hope so. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to build and buy and set up. I mean, all these props, costumes. If that's just for 2 episodes, okay, it's fine. TOS stuff is for Intramirror. They build all the sets for 2 episodes. Obviously, you do that, but I'd like to see more extended, especially if part of the story is, well, when were things changed? Like maybe they can't even work out what changed it, because yes, you can go back in time, but if you don't know what,
has to have a target.
Has to have a target, yeah. Because even if you do go back in time, say it's a one-time jump, well, if you've got 3 weeks to find the answer, but find it in 4 weeks, well, you're still screwed. So part of the story might be we have to use the resources of today to find the problem, and only when we're sure we can change it, which would be nice. Yeah.
Area 51 puts in $5. It says, "New Trek continues its war on color in fashion." Yep.
Who needs color anyway? And then...
Look, you're wearing black, I'm wearing gray.
Yeah. Well, speaking of black, Stuart, I mean, I really want you to recoup your thoughts on this. I know you're a big fan of this.
Well, this looks like it looks like a mirror version of what the Monster Maroon would be. It's got the same kind of cut. It's got the turtleneck. It's got the belt. It's got the very Wrath of Khan style badge. And I think this one's going to be right across or right beside is the other picture of the Enterprise kicking ass. So very much a general kind of guy that is resting on his laurels, his glory days.
Yeah. But does this look like a command uniform, or just he's a soldier and he just proud of himself. I don't know if it necessarily feels like he's a general.
Well, it feels generally to me. It feels like a general's uniform or some kind of commander. Yeah.
I feel there'd be more gold and medals. It feels like more of a standard version. I mean, it'd be fun if he's a captain. Like, he's proud of being a captain. But I wouldn't necessarily call him... Like, I'm not saying he can't be, but it doesn't quite feel as pompous to be the High Chancellor, the Butcher, or whatever. So maybe it's just a good portrait. Also, look at that fire behind it. That, I feel like, probably implies something. Where he stood on the, the burned ashes of Kronos. Ooh, that'd be a way of getting the Klingons back.
Yeah.
So, the Klingons... Yeah, we know the Klingons, as in us, the fans. Yeah, we killed Kronos. Huh? And then Michael Dorn comes back just to get stabbed. It's like, oh. Oh, can you imagine if we see Alternate Universe Worf just to kill him? That'd be great.
You just want to kill off all the original TNG characters.
Look. Let's see one chance to do it, Stuart. You can't kill the real ones. Alternate Universe. Frakes back
I'm wondering,
to
too,
kill
if this
him.
is an altered image. Maybe there's a captain's bars or something on his right shoulder that they've taken out. They do that kind of stuff for trailers these days, which isn't fair. So, because the captain's bar on that right shoulder would look awesome.
I mean, we've all seen the Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you've seen the Spider-Man film, then you know that they did something.
Pretty heavily modified scene, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Even though it was a wonderful catch by the fans, those that didn't notice it, they got a nice surprise. So, good for them for trying to keep it. I'm okay with that.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing. I want to see a recreation, or not recreation, like a flashback or whatever to him in this uniform. I think that'd be amazing. Do some digital de-aging, see the ship kicking some ass.
It feels like such an obvious thing. I mean, we did see obviously the reshoot Picard flashback, which set up why the Picard flashback uniform. We saw that. You know what I'm talking about. He was wonderfully de-aged. It was a fantastically subtle effect. It did a phenomenal job, and it's you need to see, just like I said, mirror, seeing the bad Kirk sold it all the more. You don't need it, but it emphasizes it way more than just a poster on a wall. Especially even if you want to go very simple with it, have him potentially just listen to some logs. Maybe he's like like Evil Archer did in Intimate Darkly. He sits to his chateau and says, after Q says goodbye, he says, "Computer, find me Captain Jean-Luc Picard," and then you get a new computer saying, Captain Picard, the Butcher of Alnec 4, the Destroyer of Worlds, the X Y, and it's like, oh god, show him my file. And you see lots of good photoshops, even pictures, like a picture of the Enterprise D, which is taken from TNG, and they've digitally changed all the costumes, and they've digitally changed, like that sort of thing would add so much value that they really need to do it, and I really hope they do, because do it.
Eric Martin throws in $5. If a more militaristic faction won World War III much sooner for some reason.
Can we something that simple? Again, depends how far they go back. At least Rathacon, Vague era. Oh, your face.
Well, I just went to the next picture. It's the crew, and there's Murder Lady wearing a comm badge.
Now, there is one caveat to that you might like, is that in the other trailer we do see Classic 7 with Jurati maybe breaking her out of prison.
Oh, okay.
I mean, cool. She's pointing a phaser, so maybe, I think Picard would be more,
Why would you want her on your team, though?
Because she's a lead scientist.
Right. Okay, moving on.
But this is the Borg Queen scene. She is there, and she clearly is doing the science role. Although, what an oversized coat for her. Oh my goodness.
Maybe she's pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, look at Jerry. She is so well fitted into that. Everyone else is wearing big, bulky... Well, literally, everyone's wearing hugely bulky clothes, and someone just looks super... I mean, not the expression, that was a bad frame, but...
Malunius 5 throws in $5.
Thank you, great name.
Will this season feel like an inspired canon continuation of TNG? Not that it needs to be direct TNG Season 8. Well, Samuel said he'd like the first episode to at least start in the Prime, see a bit of actual canon ships in Prime timeline would be great. And maybe get a sense that everything's kind of calm and Picard's come to peace with things and feeling much better.
New lease of life.
Yeah,
Not dying anymore. Well, you see him in the academy, so new lease of life.
And then lay down for a nap and wake up and everything's changed. And then Q shows up. Like, I don't know if it'll be the direct TNG season 8 kind of feel to it.
I mean, the amount of people in it will make a difference, but I mean, you can't really capture that really. As long as it's more positive, etc. I do think we'll see some surprise cameos. I mean, they kept the Mandalorian a cameo and like a reference until the end. So, who's to say they can't have evil Frakes, evil LaForge, evil Dawn, and now I've said that I can't stop thinking about evil Worf. You know, Chancellor Worf of the Klingon Empire, looking similar to all good things would be great. You know, what a great time to bring him back. Well,
see, here's the thing too. Sergeant Montgomery says Seven has more brains than Girardi. Does an unborgified Annika Hansen actually have all that accumulated knowledge? I don't think so. She's probably like, she looks very diplomatic, very political. She looks like a politician or something like that here. She's got that feel to her, the way she stands, and just, so I don't think she's a scientist necessarily, and I don't think she'd have the same skills, same skill set in this universe. Just saying.
And I agree 100%. I mean, literally part of the point of Seven is she's an exception to the rule. She is specifically has that Borg knowledge. She retained it. That's where her science comes from. The extra knowledge. I mean, she taps into that stuff as part of her Borginess. So without that, she's got the brains of her parents, but that's not all genetic. So I actually love the idea that she's not a scientist in reality. She's a politician, like you said. She's a person of character. But yeah, even if she's a scientist, she's nowhere near as smart as Girardi in the field because she doesn't have that. And obviously, this Seven is. Although that would be kind of great if she's like touching the implant, saying, "I can't access the memories because, well, I haven't got the tech on me. I can only have what I remembered when I, you know." Because that hopefully there'll be a conversation of how do I feel. I've never lived without my implants in my memory. I cannot remember that. I cannot feel that existence. What does it feel like to have a fully human body? Probably weak, you know, like without those, because you've got like stuff on a spine and stuff. That would be that. Hopefully that'd be an interesting thing, you know.
I know you didn't say Annika. You said 709, but this is not 709. This is...
No, it's 709's brain, though. That's the distinction. This isn't Annika. It's 709's brain in Annika's body.
Memories and stuff.
Yeah, so it's still 709 intelligence, just we're talking about the...
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
Yeah. Although I want to see both. I mean, I want flashbacks of both.
Yeah. So. This picture, the picture that you have up now, looks like they're in a really fancy dentist's office. Kit 10K puts in $10.
Gosh, man, killing it.
Expanding on the idea of his nephew walking in, if he was still alive. What if Beverly walked in too and Picard was married to her?
Yes.
I know that would torture Picard more, just a random thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would totally be on board for that.
I mean, hey, boy, if he has kids in this reality, that would be phenomenal.
Well, we've shot a lot of scenes with him with what's her name? The Romulan lady. I can't remember her name. Anyway, in this last trailer, so it almost implies that there's something going on between those two. But yeah, I would love to see Crusher. I think that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, it'd be great. And they get to play off type as well, play evil version. But I'm looking at this, and I see the one element at the back, which kind of reminds me vaguely of a Borg alcove.
I was zoomed in on that too, because it almost looks like one of the things behind the Borg Queen in the other trailer, but it's not. So,
but it's clearly, you know, the location. Although the fact that Picard seems so is intriguing to me. You know,
even 709 is like shocked. There's a Borg Queen in front of them.
Yeah. Right
now, you can tell there's something like that.
Although there's no green light. Again, this might be a you know, because why would
there wasn't in the other one when you see Girardi with the Borg Queen behind the crates.
Well, that's not a Serena though. This is not. So I'm looking at the tech there. None of it really feels like Borg Queen science stuff. It just feels like average, like I said, dentist equipment. So maybe this is a red herring to something else. Because that's kind of what trailers are. They're red herrings and they're whatever's.
Or maybe they're looking at data or lore
Or lore.
Yeah. Because that soon maybe created lore and wasn't up to everybody's expectations, so he's down on his luck now and kind of got booted out. Who knows? I mean, you could definitely do that. Kit 10K throws another $10. So thank you. Just remembered, I read that Gates said she's not in season 2 at all. So they say lots of things.
And literally is in their contract not to talk to people about things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not as if. So Stuart, are you helping Picard season 3? You have to tell me, right? I'm a cop. You have to tell me. That's the rule.
Yeah, I'm not. Sorry.
And yeah, I know he is. No, like people can't. Although that said, Sean Turner just did tell people, but not quite the same level of involvement. But yeah, I mean, you sign stuff. You don't talk about it because you can't.
It's called NDAs, non-disclosure agreements.
Especially for an actor. Especially that's a reveal. I mean, the Mandalorian would be far less impressive if you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah, Andrew Garfield said he wasn't in Spider-Man multiple times. Yes.
Oh yeah, I thought great. The best example.
Wait a minute. Spoilers. If you haven't seen No Way Home, I'm sorry. Okay, moving on.
I was so careful, Stuart. I was so careful.
Yeah. There were a few shots of them looking at or talking to whoever this is. So, and then we get an interesting shot of Q reading a paper with a Europa expedition patch on, and snapping his fingers.
Which I thought was worth including to rehab this discussion over a bit more extra context.
Whether he has his powers or not, or how limited they are. He looks kind of vindictive here, like he's doing something, to be a pain in the ass.
Well, he presumably has his powers if he can then be multiple people in multiple places. That implies that for sure. But in another trailer, well, the new trailer, he does snap and nothing happens. Again, could be a cheeky lie, but it's hard to say. But is that going to feature heavily? Is that a thing that got changed? Are we meant to have done space travel and then maybe, Or maybe something as simple as maybe the Vulcans, those evil Vulcans, they show up to Europa, make first contact 50 years earlier, and those Romulan Vulcans then share technology. No Zephyr and Cochrane. Without that, and go to inspire the warp thing, without that story. I mean, that's not necessarily one simple thing, but it's a change, and it's a passive change as well. And then they told Starfleet all these problems out there. They talked about the threat from all these races, and that generated more of a militaristic Starfleet because politicians at this point are different to the Third World War people. Without that to help, I don't know.
Well, it's an interesting shot anyway.
Yeah.
Next up is the forest scene again. This is where the mind meld happens. And this, we got the kid or a kid.
And this is great because last time we had no idea they were Vulcans based on the thing, but now we know. So here's the extra context. I mean, it's not much extra context, but I assume this is after. I assume this is post mind meld saying, right, go and do your thing now, kid. And it feels like there's a spaceship landed, maybe.
It feels like a scene from E.T.
It does. Which would be really cool if, maybe not the Vulcan ship from Discovery, but maybe it's Planahath, landed. That'd be kind of cool. They took a contemporary Romulan ship or roughly contemporary. But this is, it's in 2 trailers. Feels like a focal point. One thing being different.
And yes, Dan, that was a clock on the side of the building.
Yep. So yeah, that's all the pictures that are worth noting. So now I guess kind of what do you want to talk about in between? Because there's heavy, what other new information, what other vibes can be gleaned from all this stuff.
Q's involvement is interesting because yesterday's talk was like he's asking Picard for help. He didn't make these changes, but he needs Picard to undo it because he can't for some reason. So we had the whole discussion whether he lost his powers or not, or whether it's affecting the continuum, and he knows he can rely on Picard and crew to fix things. But then you get this shot of him snapping his fingers, and it's like, how much influence does he have in this alternate reality?
Why doesn't he just change it?
Exactly.
He can.
Unless it is another test for Picard, which it doesn't really come off that way to me. Unless it's torturing him for becoming an android. It's against the rules, Captain. Yeah.
Because also now we see him in a bar diner with Brent, so now there's multiple times he sees people. But also we heard in the second trailer, and again, these lines are taken out of context, about Q has changed the past, or the present, but that's easily two lines put together, etc. I don't know, it just seems unlikely he would change everything. And like we said, then it's just an alternate Q future. That's not exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But then why can't he just... I mean, hey, maybe... Well, but then, okay, I'll finish the thought. Maybe the Vulcan or the Romulans, whoever, that go back and change things, maybe they've worked out the frequency at which the Q's powers run on. And they've got like a dampening field. And so they're able to literally stop reality from being bended by them. And so the Q can't change things. Because they're still life forms. I mean, like there are ways of dealing with the wormhole aliens. There might be ways of dealing with the Q, you know? They're just life forms after all.
Well, I mean, either way, what the biggest thing is what caused this divergence? What caused this? Like, is it a big baddie that is trying to influence things in their favor? Is it actual just like a mistake as far as a time travel issue goes? You had mentioned the Temporal Cold War before.
Which would be great. This Temporal Cold War storyline.
Which, if it is, I really want the guy that was in Relativity to be the same character, because that would be amazing.
Well, that's the thing, though. How big a fan is the person writing season 2 and 3? Like, do they really get the universe? Because what if it's Future Guy from Enterprise? What if he's a bit pissed about everyone's plans? He said, "F this. I'm going to go back in further. Can I do a Skynet? Go back before the problem, and remake it. What if this season we learn who Future Guy is?"
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Thank you. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Who voiced Future Guy? I'm gonna do some googling.
Okay. Ania Jane says, "I don't know, guys, but it sure seems like Q is in all dimensions, including our own reality." Yes, he is. He's omnipotent and multidimensional, but that doesn't change the fact that he seems like he needs Picard's help for this. Otherwise, he would just fix it. Unless it is another test for Picard, which could very well be, but I don't know. Something just feels off about that. Maybe past Q is fighting future Q. Isn't Future Guy Archer, says Terra Prime? That was the original plan.
An original plan. Things always change.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the original plan to kill Trip in the season finale. So there's no, they had no plan with T'Pol and him, so there's, I will not credit him.
Darth Eddie, I think Future Guy was a 28th century Romulan.
That was a fan film that made him a Romulan from the future. Or similar ilk. So actually, he was James Horan, who actually has been in Trek 5 times. 3 aliens, 1 human. He was the guy who in Descent Part 2 was a bit mean against the lady that when Beverly was in command. He's the more standoffish guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He also played a alien Voyager, actually, weirdly enough, another alien in the other Sun episode with the shields. one of the alien scientists. What a coincidence. And he played the guy who was, I think, the commander in the episode of DS9 when Worf and Martok are fighting in the ring. He plays the guy who says, "Ah, yes, you guys are brave warriors." Great. That's cool. What a great see how he looks now.
And Kit 10K throws in another $10. Thank you so much, Kit.
That's great. That's
if, and it's a pretty good size
Ooh.
if Q's powers are weakened, maybe he can only teleport himself to where he needs to go. Hence the finger snapping and nothing happens. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can't change universe powers.
We've seen problems with the Q before, because somebody named Nidalee Joey are the Q omnipresent, though. Omnipotent, but yeah. Yes, but there's been the Q Civil War. There's a lot of issues that they, others that are other omnipotent beings can cause as well. So.
And the same actor chap also, if you remember, played the rather fantastic High Priest in the Orville of the Krill episode when they go aboard the ship. That memorable priest, which was a really great role.
Did not know that.
He was also Wheeljack and Intersection in Transformers Prime in 2011.
Nice. I remember that.
Do you actually?
Yeah. Transformers Prime is one of my favorite Transformers series. Are you kidding? Damn, son. You don't listen to me very much.
I do. You say lots of Transformers are either amazing or not so amazing, so I don't know which one's which. Let's see it. Well,
Prime and Beast Wars are two of the best. The two best.
Oh,
but anyway, guys, 150 likes. That is awesome. We have 142 people here. Amazing. Can we get another 10 likes? Have 10 of you not hit like and just joined? If so, hit that like button. Let's get to 160. Could use another $60 in super chats if possible before we close out. So if you have any theories, thoughts, ideas, drop us a super chat. $10, $5. Let us know. Don't forget that war for that last super chat slot will be starting soon. So,
I mean, if you want to fight in this alternate reality, you gotta But the biggest question is how long we're gonna spend in this timeline. It would be nice, and we talked about this earlier today, if the Lesser Arena isn't capable of doing a time warp. And so there has to be steps, a slight fetch quest level mission where they have to physically go through the universe and then deal with people from the past. Because you could bring in Chakotay, say Captain Evil Chakotay, or anybody from any of the shows. If the universe is altered, do it, and then you can kill them, or maim them, or make them explode, or anything of the above. And you get very few chances to do that. And as an actor, play the opposite. Have Tuvok back as Evil Tuvok, etc. Would be great. Or have Beverly walk in, slap Picard, and walk out. He's like, Beverly, that's ex-wife to you, Picard. Oh. Yes.
And yes, Dan, Transformers Prime had Jeffrey Combs as well. He was the voice of Ratchet. Matt says, did anyone else notice that the Starfleet officers in the exploding corridor were wearing the modified Season 1 uniforms that Admiral Picard was wearing his Season 1 badge?
Well, yes, the uniforms. Which badge are you referring to? Because, they're wearing the same Picard era uniforms. I don't remember the badge making note.
We couldn't see it.
I didn't think you could see it, no.
Trust me, we looked. Kit 10K, $10. Way off topic, though.
Oh.
In the TNG episode The Survivors, what if Kevin Rashan, the immortal being, the Dowd, I spelled that right, are those omnipotent beings as powerful as Q? Absolutely. They could definitely be.
There's probably lots of very, very powerful beings that just are made to intersect and coexist.
Yeah.
What badge do they have? I mean, you can't really see.
You can't see, really. No. And Dan says that there's a MSD in that corridor, too. I think he's thinking of the one with the turbo lift. That's a different thing that we're talking about, Dan.
And MSD is very specific.
It's like a deck layout for one deck kind of thing. Yes.
It'd just be a graphic at that point. It's not MSD, it's just a top view of a deck. It's not MSD.
So yeah, I mean, I think now that I've kind of gone through this, I think I'm gonna take back what I said yesterday,
Oh.
where it's that they'll probably jump to the future in like the second or third episode. I
Mm.
think we might get a little bit of extended time. I think there's going to be a little bit from the first episode in the Prime timeline, and then it's going to transfer to this one, probably near the end of the episode, and it depends whether they combine the two first episodes together to be kind of like a one-part thing. It's hard to say actually, but I think that the time travel thing is going to be episode 4, maybe 5, and probably not that long, maybe 2 episodes at most in the past.
Well,
I don't know.
If it's truly a 2-season arc, you can't really spend 2 seasons just undoing one thing in the past. And you really can't spend an entire Star Trek show in the past just with fish out of water jokes. That's not engaging enough. It really isn't.
Yeah. Maybe the Borg never destroyed the Elorian homeworld, and no Borg drones were ever found in the Arctic in the 2150s. What?
Well, once you change time, and all the events leading up to all the other events won't happen, so
yeah,
it doesn't take much. But I'm like I said, the question is, do they then have, when they go in back to the present with it fixed, is that present then different? And we have also said, is what's happening with the Discovery timeline actually retconning it as being different because it's all time travel? Or if this universe is a result of the Discovery timeline because the Enterprise is more militaristic and all the designs are different, etc. And then the retconning Discovery out saying this is, something happened. I mean, maybe as well, because Road Not Taken maybe links to that. Wouldn't it be interesting if, we've talked about how the NX-01 put Borg in the past, which then made, or First Contact did that. Well, what if it took up until this point in his life for those time events to catch up with him? And so, I don't know, that'd be a strange thing to happen, but what if, if the Discovery timeline took 100 years to change time, and then he wakes up in the Discovery timeline, he has to go back and undo it, thereby resetting time on how it should look, and then saying, well, that was because of First Contact, it all kind of links together. Although 2024 wouldn't be anything to do with that. I don't know why. Unless, some... Well, wouldn't that be incredible if, some Vulcans went back, changed 2024, which then created the Discovery timeline, the bigger ships with stupid designs that look more advanced. And then that took a long time to readjust, and then... God, imagine the showrunner of Discovery being like, wait, you'll tell me another showrunner, another show who can also make canon is unwriting all of my season? Huh. Well, in my season, we're going to go back to 2024 and rechange it. And they just keep fighting the showrunners. Because each showrunner has massive power to change canon as they whim. And it's not always great, etc.
Well, Shannon Nash throws in $20 super chat, so thank you so much, Shannon. My take. Q is PO'd. Picard gave up after Mars and Romulus. He's pissed humanity regressed after Mars. Q will remind Jean-Luc the trial never ends. Jean-Luc will say something pompous. Q will be like, okay, snaps, and the test begins, a la Farpoint. I mean, I think he'd also be pissed that he's not human anymore. Add that to the list of why he's pissed. It's interesting. I kind of want Q to be on Picard's side, though.
Well, it's interesting he's letting him redo it.
Yeah, I suppose. It's interesting to me, though, that in the last trailer we saw Q handing Brett Spiner a little blue vial. I'm really interested to find out what that's about.
Well, I mean, I do certainly agree. The massive backward step of the slave labor force of and we've talked about retconning Discovery and JJ and all those things so often because they're all retconnable. I mean, the only reason Red Matter got Romulus getting destroyed, whatever, those steps, those causes can be undone, whatever they happen to be in the end. We still don't know. But yeah, I mean, society's got worse, surely. I mean, look at season 1 of Picard, and somehow Romulan infiltrator got in, and everything almost got destroyed, etc., and blah blah blah. and stuff that makes such a garbage-looking ship with no details like Jen. Hey, stuff's going wrong over there. It's not that bad, but it's just a bad ship. So it would be interesting, if things are gonna skew. And I mean, undoing Picard season 1, a-okay with that.
Yep, me too.
Maybe even because it was interesting that everyone was in this trailer except Darj Soji, whichever one is the alive one. I've forgotten. Not even shown at all. She's in the first trailer as her in a dress, but not in this whatsoever. Despite Spielberg being in it. So I'm wondering maybe.
That's right. She was in the first trailer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
I mean, again, super minimally, but maybe they do alter the timeline, and she ends up being a real girl like Data wanted to be. And that's part of her storyline is maybe, doesn't want to be that anymore. Just wants to be because she thought she was real, a human person for a while.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. I haven't even noticed that she's been missing.
Exactly, because you don't care that much. I mean, she's just, she was a defining character of season 1.
Yeah.
But,
George Minger makes a good point. I want to get your thought on this. You think they're going to just ignore the fact that John Luke's a robot now? Or Gollum? I think it's going to be addressed. It's got to be addressed by Q. Whether he'll change it back or not is...
I mean, it ignores the wrong word. Just, presumably retcon it, etc.
Kindly not mention it.
I mean, it'll have to be important, otherwise, what's the point? But... Yeah, and I can see, like I said, by changing timelines, that's his gift to Picard. He ends up not being... Because, I mean, Picard wouldn't choose to be a Gollum, especially if it's not the same... It's not the same... it doesn't change you, I mean, you're still just who you are. Then Gollum or no Gollum doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Dan says it's a 39-second mark in the trailer. It looks like a steam runner MSD. It's not. It's just it's a turbo lift. It looks like it's on a bridge because there's a dedication plaque. But Kit 10K throws in $10. My theory on when they time travel: what if they spend the first half of the season in an alternate reality, the second half in 2024, and the last episode is where they get back to the correct reality? And it's going to be a cliffhanger because everything seems right, but there's going to be like one thing off. Maybe Picard's like married to Beverly or something. It's like, yeah.
Oh gosh,
I kind of like that actually.
Oh, wouldn't it be interesting if actually it's the opposite? I mean, not the opposite, but that we, as he described, that's the season, right? But at the end, Q reappears, and that's when he says, "This is the road not taken." It's like you interfered with your own life in a way. This is a different version where things are fine, but this is a road you didn't take, and these small things will change. You did marry Beverly.
You have kids, and you're married to Beverly.
Exactly, and it's like this isn't your life. This is a road you did not take.
I like that.
Will you go back in season 3, which we know everyone who's in season 2 is in season 3? Will you go back and undo? And then he has to go back into the TNG era, because that's when things got screwy. How amazing would that be if he Lasarina's back into TNG, and then you have de-aged Picard and normal Picard?
I'm going to be annoyed that it's 2 seasons of going back and like let's just.
It's Back to the Future, man. It's Back to the Future 2 and 3.
Oh Jesus Christ!
You end Back to the Future 2 with he has a truck he never had, and he's ruined a guy's life called Biff. He used to be a strong guy, now he's a horrible life, But it's okay though, because he's a bully. Therefore, time changing. It's all good. But in episode 3, we've got to go back. Well, 2 again, 1 and 2, I guess. Because there's going to be a cliffhanger, It's going to be big.
I mean, yeah, I think season's definitely going to end with a cliffhanger. It's a matter of what.
Yeah. So I'm going to end the poll and do one more. 121 votes. Do you think that the thing we talked about earlier is the Borg Queen being executed? 56% say yes, it fits. 44% say nah, you're absolutely wrong. Anything else, you idiots.
Nice. And actually, just went back to that frame that Dan was talking about, and that MSD on the wall does look like it could be a steam runner. It does look like a deck plan for a steam runner when you think about it. So he might be right. I want to go take another look and see, but
This generic set.
Yeah, but the turbo, the layout looks like it could be a steam runner.
Well, it could be.
But it could also be
Anything else. And also, you tend to have an entire ship in a turbo lift anyway. Just not MSD, just a deck layout without the stuff on it. So it is MSD, but not because it's not a Master System display. It's just a deck layout. And then Enterprise E goes, and you see the little. And I love that. As I see in an insurrection where you literally can track their movement. The graphic is fully animated. It like literally does the entire thing, and you can see it in real time. It's a lovely little detail. All right, last poll.
Ooh, another poll, guys. We had 165 likes. That's great. I want to get another 10. I know I'm greedy for the likes. 175. It's a good number. 139 of you here right now. So hit that like button if you haven't. And honestly, we need another $20 would be an awesome way to close out. So 2 10s, 120, whatever. And that last super chat slot is available. Kit 10K has it right now. Pretty much sniping with $1 or whatever. Try to get it. I mean, it's your way to win.
And it would be interesting if they also had, because the thing, you can change time to make it better in theory. I mean, Endgame is that by definition. So it would be pretty amazing if they went back and Picard, because if Picard does something, if part of the stories we said earlier is the idea of the slave labor thing is bad, which if you don't have that, you can't have Mars being attacked because they were overridden, right? That undoes that, which undoes that plot, which therefore undoes most of season 1. Without that, the synthetic ban is not there, and Riker and Troy's son is still alive, Thaddeus. So yes, it was a powerful episode in season 1, but I'd rather them have a live kid. So it'd be incredible if that's undone, and you see a happy them, you see Picard and Troy or whatever, or Thaddeus, Riker and Starfleet, etc. Like that, I would rather have not a depressing, because season 1 is about being depressed in Picard. It's about the sadness of Michael Chabon and all that stuff just coming through and being gritty and horrible. Well, why don't we undo some of that and live to a positive future like Star Trek has, where a synthetic ban like that doesn't make sense and it wouldn't have led to what they led to. But writing...
Well,
what do you think about that, though? What do you think about that, undoing that? So it's a big thing to undo character-wise, but do you think it's justifiably the right call?
I don't know. See, they tend to subvert expectations and kind of do what people don't expect. So,
like killing Icheb.
Yeah. So I don't know what to say.
But would you want to see that though, if they undid that element of season 1, and part of it is about, the synths being slaves, being undone, etc. The immorality.
I think that'd be fine. I think it'd be fine. Make Starfleet seem less shitty. That's for sure.
Maybe we get the Admiral lady come back and say, "Hello, Jean-Luc, we love you," and he's like, "Am I not sheer fucking hubris? No, Jean-Luc, you're fine." Oh, good. That's pretty universal.
Admiral Fancy, yeah. No, I don't think they're gonna necessarily undo season 1. I don't know. The slave thing is fine, I guess, in the context. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to say about it. I just don't know, dude.
There's just a chance for that, If part of the immorality is all that stuff, then,
I'm down for it, I guess. Sure. Yeah. Yes. They're not going to do it, but yes.
That's the spirit.
Kit 10K throws in $20.
Oof.
Thank you so much, Kit. Well, Samuel, if they go back to the TNG era in season 3, maybe we'd see the Dreadnought Enterprise D from All Good Things.
We wouldn't, though, because that was an alternate reality season 16, based on how many years in the future. We wouldn't. But thanks for playing. Although it would be cool to see that. I mean, that would be a lovely thing. God, can you imagine if we see the flashback to the new warship Enterprise D, and then in the present there's the warship Dreadnought Enterprise D, and it's like, oh god damn it, it's even more powerful. Same ship with 3 nacelles. That'd be great.
Oh my goodness.
That'd be great.
Yeah, well, more ships, yes, always great. But...
yes.
Laughable Larry throws in $1. He's going for that last super chat slot, guys.
Yes. Good.
Any
No,
other
there's
thoughts you guys want to talk about or have us discuss about this?
last few minutes.
No.
Well, there's lots to talk about here. I mean, it's pretty intense, really, the amount of things in this.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's necessarily too much scope out of a certain range of what could be, which I like. But at the same time, yeah.
We hit 175 likes. We're at 177. So keep it going. 3 more likes. Let's get to 180. Sure, why not?
And $12
Always
more
new.
dollars. $12 more dollars. We'll have our... Yeah, I think we'll be content at that run number.
Shannon Nash, who's been a member for 19 months of the Record Captain, so thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Says, I say undo it. John Luke learns his lesson and we move on. Season 1 came from a negative, creative place based on real-world politics. Let's reset and move forward. Sure, I think I can get behind that. Yeah.
And even so much as you can't have the Season 2 team without Season 1, and potentially 7 of 9 might, maybe only through her struggles is she powerful enough to deal with Season 2. So in Season 3 we get Icha back, she didn't murder him. We get 7 9 and Starfleet doing great, you know. Because the thing is, if they're only going to do 3 seasons and that's the end of Picard as a character and the era, then if we don't get... The thing is, if we don't get the TNG cast back in Season 2 or 3, we'll never have that Picard and Geordi, Picard and Guinan, Picard and moment. It's just like with the trilogy. We never had Luke, Leia and Han, and that was a travesty. We never had Luke and Han. That was a travesty. We never had, that's a problem that they had decades to do, and now they're gone, and you'll never get it back. So if they don't choose to have it, it's like if they never get Shatner on screen again. That would be a travesty. Like, why would you not? He's still great. He's fine. Getting Takei on as Sulu as a proper role. It's like, why are you not doing that? It seems laughable. So not having those sorts of connections, like Patrick's not going to do it again in his 90. Like, he's already feeling quite unwell. Like, this is it. Season 3 is done. They're done. He's not going to come back again. He's done his out of retirement, back in retirement. So, even if they're all evil versions of themselves, that's not quite as satisfying. Maybe they have a party at the end of Season 3 and he invites all of his TNG friends and they all come to the party.
Yes, that would be fantastic. And I think I could see them doing that.
Just a really expensive dinner because they just have to hire all the TNG cast. It's like, this cost $4 million to get the cast together and they had dinner for a scene.
Well, people need to take pay cuts for that shit.
Oh, can you imagine
That's my thought.
If they end with another poker scene?
Yeah, that'd be
nice.
Great.
Yeah, Picard invites them, and you got like Geordie's kid there as well. So like everyone has children, so you make it feel generational. And they have a hologram of Data because hologram, why not?
Nice. Kit 10K throws in $10 to make us hit our goal. I mean, if that was a part of the road not taken angle when where things were changed and the all good things timeline ended up happening.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, when I talked about that, I meant they've already fixed the timeline, so Season 3 would be going back into our timeline. But yeah, sure, in that context, yes, it could be. That could be quite fun. In that I mean, just seeing a billion different ships from a billion different whatevers, Intrepid classes, etc. We want them all of them, all
the ships.
Glory to you and your ships,
All right, guys. Yeah.
Good stuff. We've got some Picard exclusive videos coming out the rest of the week, and of course, Prodigy when that comes out. There's some pretty good topics and discussions. So I'm pretty excited for you guys to see them. There's some good stuff to talk about, and still not talk about today either. Still new stuff.
That's great stuff. Plus Prodigy this week as well, guys. Kit 10K throws in another $20 super chat, which got us to a really good milestone as far as the super chat went. So thank you so much. This super chat doesn't seem to give enough characters to type with. Well, sort of. I mean, plus I type a little too quickly too sometimes. Well, yeah, that's. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and the last
Guys,
poll I
thank you for
said,
watching.
was,
Oh, yes.
with 38 votes, are you more, less, medium excited of this new trailer? 55% more, 36% the same, 3 less, and 5 can't wait. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Very nice.
Sweet,
Cool.
sweet. We'll see you at some point. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not. We'll see. We haven't talked about it yet. So until then, he is Captain Foley.
He is Commander Trekyards.
I am. And thank you, Kit,
We are Team Trekyards.
for kicking the bus again.
Yes.
Amazing.
So we'll see you guys later this week.